What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here to give you my record prediction for the Green Bay Packers this 2021 NFL season, going game by game, pick by pick, letting you know what I think of the Packers in 2021 and what I think their record will be this regular season. Breaking down every matchup, the matchups that I love for them, the matchups that I don't like for them, their toughest matchups, and their easiest matchups. Before I give you my record prediction for the Packers in 2021, make sure that you do spike that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more bottom line view videos, record predictions, just like this. And let me know in the comment section below what you think. How do you think the Packers will do this season? Do you think they're going to make that next step to the Super Bowl? Do you think Rodgers will even play? What's going to happen there? Do you think they'll win the NFC North again? Or do you think they're going to take a step back? Let me know in the comment section below, and let's dive into that schedule. The Green Bay Packers kick off the season with the New Orleans Saints. This is a marquee game. I believe it is a 4:15 Eastern Time start. One of those marquee Fox matchups, and I love it how Fox made it so that the Packers and the Broncos are playing at the same time. I see what you're doing there, NFL. I see what you're doing there. But I do believe Aaron Rodgers will be playing for the Packers this season, and I'm going to treat these predictions as if he will. That being said, I think they will win their first game in New Orleans. I just think that Jameis Winston in his first game as the Saints starting quarterback, there's definitely going to be some bumps in the road there. Even if you think Jameis is going to be great this year, I just can't see it being week one. They've had a lot of turnover. Usually the Saints struggle early in the year, and the Packers usually start off strong. So I'm going to say Green Bay comes out, they rip it, Rodgers looks great, and they win week one. Week two, the Lions. Monday night, this is going to be like 38-14 for the Packers. Week three, the Niners. This is the first loss of the season. I think the 49ers are one of your toughest matchups. Their ability to run the ball, Kyle Shanahan's scheme, George Kittle, those receivers they have. I don't know who's going to be quarterback, but I think as long as they can run the system well enough, Kyle has figured out how to really take advantage of your defense, and they have slowed down Rodgers a little bit in the past. I think their pass rush makes things difficult. They've got a solid secondary. Fred Warner's a stud. Nick Bosa's back. The Niners are a legitimate NFC contender, and I think they'll show that in week three at home. Week four, the Steelers. I think you beat the Steelers at home here. I just think the Steelers are going to take a big step back this year. I'm not in love with their offense, specifically their offensive line. You could have a big game rushing the passer here, getting after Big Ben. On the other side of the ball, they've lost some corners. I'd expect Devontae Adams to have a big game. I think the Packers will win. Week five, you play the Bengals on the road. So you play the Bengals, the Lions, the Steelers, the Saints, teams I'm not super high on. The only real challenge you have is the Niners, in my opinion. You beat the Bengals here. I will say the Bengals could put up some points with that offense. I'm high on that offense, but I'm not high on that defense. Week six, the Bears. The Bears do play you guys tight every season, but you typically beat them because of their quarterback, and I think that will be the same thing this year. You will sweep them this year, whether it's Justin Fields or Andy Dalton. I just don't think they have the offensive firepower to beat you. Week seven, the football team could pull off an upset here. I wouldn't be shocked by that because they do have a great pass rush. They do have a solid defense, and one of the better defenses, I should say, not just solid. And Ryan Fitzpatrick always can pull off, just craziness. So I could see it happening, but I'm going to take the Packers just because I think Rodgers, a lot like Brady did to Washington, he's very smart. He's going to make the right decisions, the right throws under pressure, and get rid of the ball quickly. I think that's why the Packers win, and they're also at home, so that helps. Week 8, they play the Cardinals. I actually think they're going to get upset here, okay? I think they're going to lose to the Cardinals. I don't really necessarily know why, other than I could see a real big Kyler Murray game. I think this is going to be a Kyler Murray steals the show game on Thursday night at home. It's always tough to play Thursday on the road. I think the grind, here. They're due for a loss. I think they'll lose the Cardinals. Week 9, they play the Chiefs. I actually think they're going to get up for this game and win. I actually think the Packers match up pretty well with the Chiefs. Like, I think they have a good enough secondary where Alexander's one of those rare corners where I don't think he'll just be absolutely toasted by Tyreek Hill all day. The problem might be Travis Kelce, but Adrian Amos and Savage, they can cover as well. You got a good enough pass rush to get after Mahomes, and I think the offense can obviously put up some points. And I don't really think they have anybody to cover Adams. So I think the Packers actually match up pretty solid with the Chiefs, and I think they end up pulling up a high-scoring upset, like 31-28, something of that nature. Week 10, they play Seattle. They match up well with Seattle. Again, they beat them a couple times a couple years ago. I don't think much changes here. Seattle might be slightly better on offense, but slightly worse on defense. I just think this is going to be a great battle between two awesome quarterbacks. And Green Bay being at home, I give them the edge in that matchup. Week 11, they play the Vikings. I have the Vikings beating you guys once, and you guys beating them. So I'll just say that you lost to them in Lambeau last year. So let's just say that's the case again this year. And you beat them in Minnesota the first time you play them. So I have Minnesota beating you guys once. I think one time Dalvin Cook will go off like he did last time. And I think one time Rodgers will go off on that Vikings secondary. Week 12, you play the Rams. I have the Rams getting their revenge from last year. The biggest difference here, I think the Rams quarterback is obviously much better. And Matthew Stafford has, a lot of history playing the Packers. Not very successfully, but I think he'll have something to prove here being on a new team. I think the Rams defense will want to get up for this game. Aaron Donald could barely play in that playoff game. And I just think the Rams can really move the ball on just about any defense, and I think they'll do that in this game, and their defense will play well enough and win this game. So, you go in the bye week, and you only have 3 losses at this point. We have you losing later on to the Vikings. You play the Ravens week 15. I have the Ravens beating you guys. I think the Ravens actually match up pretty well with the Packers in terms of their run game with Lamar Jackson. They've also added a couple receivers to be balanced on offense. And then the defense with the corners they have and some of the big, beefy dudes in the middle like Calais Campbell to defend the run on Aaron Jones. I think that will be a tight game, but because it's in Baltimore, I'm going to go with the Ravens. Now, I think you'll lose to the Ravens or the Browns. In this case, I have the Ravens, and I have you beating the Browns. But both teams I like this year a lot. I like the Browns a lot, and I actually think the Browns will be better than the Ravens. But I just think the Ravens match up better with you guys specifically. So I have you beating the Browns because you're back at home here. It might be snowing, might be a little bit chaotic there. I always give you the edge in those snow games. So I'm going to go with the Packers. I got the Vikings, and then week 18, you close it off with a win. I do think you'll be competing to win this game because I don't think you'll have any sort of bye here. I think that probably goes to Tampa. And you don't play Tampa this year, which is interesting. But 12-5 is the record I have right now. I think initially I might have had 13-4. I could see the Packers anywhere in the range of 11-13 wins. I don't think you'll be any better than that. I don't think you'll really be any worse than that. But you do play a decent schedule. It's not super tough. You do play the Ravens, the Rams, the Niners, Cardinals, the Chiefs, the Browns, the Ravens. So there's more tough games last year that I'm like guaranteed to say these are tough games. And some matchups that you don't typically play, like the Ravens and the Browns, I'm very fascinated to see how you match up. Obviously, those Vikings games will be huge. The Rams with Stafford, the Niners, those games will be good. And of course, the Mahomes and Rodgers matchup in week 9. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Do you think the Packers will be back as the number 1 seed in the NFC? Or do you think, like me, they'll take maybe a slight step back in the regular season, but still be one of the best teams in the NFC come playoff time? Let me know in the comment section below. It's Mitch. Thanks for watching. Gronk, spike that like button. Check out the rest of the playlist. Peace.